You knew Suge Knight, right?
Yeah, good friend of mine. Yeah, good friend of mine. Yeah, we was actually gonna do some music business together, and our schedules just didn't permit it. Our schedules just didn't permit it. But I talk to Suge all the time. Yeah, he the one told me when I was doing my album, Dre. I sent it to him to hear my first album. I sent it to him, first unreleased album. I sent to him and so he could hear it. Cause I wanted them to prove. I wanted them to prove it. Cause I was already friends with Daz, Corrupt, all them boys. Dr. Dre. I knew Dr. Dre before I knew Suge. So he was like, "Man, it's hard. It's dope. They want to hear that. They want to hear that gangster. They want to hear that gangster stuff." So we went back, revamped it as much as we could, but the league wasn't gonna let me put it out. The league had a compilation album. They wouldn't even let me and Pac do the song together. I had to pick a different artist, that they would let me work with. They wouldn't even let me and Pac get on songs together because they felt like it was it was too influential, too powerful. And so I ended up doing songs with A Ball. I ended up doing songs with Ghostface, Foxy Brown, um, Wu Tang, Short, um, and many more, many more. And but they wouldn't let me do. They wouldn't let me work with Pop. At least we was working, but they wouldn't let us put nothing on wax to put out, publish. NFL wouldn't.
It's funny you say that, right? Because Salt from Salt and Pepper, I remember she did an interview some years ago, right? And she told a story about how Tupac was in her music video, What a Man. But her label, they ended up taking Tupac out the video because of his image. So that's pretty much how the NFL looked at Tupac, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got two young black leaders that's leading in different ways, and then they partners, they cool, you know. So I don't know what you know point for point was, but I know they didn't allow it. So yeah, they didn't allow it from our end, most definitely. They didn't allow it, and so I ended up doing it. Those songs are published. Those songs are on albums. So I ended up doing them with those other artists and performing, with those artists. But they wouldn't allow it. But that just shows you, though, that they are watching. They are listening. They are watching, you know. And that's what I wish these young babies would take more heed to in this rap game.
Speaking of Death Row, what was your reaction, yo, when Left Eye signed to Death Row?
Nothing. We was trying to get the whole group to sign.
Oh, for
Nothing.
real?
Yeah. Nah, nothing. Because I had already talked to Suge several times, like I said, about business. And so he was out to get whatever artist he can grab that he felt like he should grab. And he was trying to grab TLC beforehand. The whole group though.
I never heard that, man. So TLC, they was gonna sign to Death Row?
Nah, because the other two girls wasn't down with it.
Oh, for real, they wasn't.
The other two wasn't down with it, I don't believe, because it didn't happen. So um, but you gotta think, I think T-Boz might have been dating Mac 10 as well, you know. So that's Cali, that's my peoples too. So, you had a little love going that way too, pulling that way too. So if it didn't happen though, that meant the other ladies didn't want it, the other girls didn't want it to happen. But he damn sure was trying to get TLC.